You're in Jasper?
I am. Now.
Well,
Sorry.
what are you playing, piano or horn? Okay, last night I videoed Dr. Wood's recital. Today we're going to take the Pro Tools session that we did of the concert and try to sync it with the video audio so that you'll have the video but with more better microphones. The thing is, it doesn't look exactly the same because the microphones on this are really meant to pick up people talking more than anything else, so there's a lot of compression so that if I'm talking quietly, it'll still pick up. If I'm talking too loud, it'll squash it. So we'll notice the difference in the waveforms when we look at it like that. This is a USB 3 drive. I thought was super cool until Macintosh changed all their ports to Thunderbolt C or something like that. Okay, so can we start? Yeah, we'll
Here.
Brandon? Brandon's not here. Tyler? Tyler's here.
I'm here.
Brian? Brian's here. Olivia? No.
That's in the hallway.
Aaron? No. Frederick? Right. The music major team, partially here. Now Adrian, who I haven't seen in months, I just saw, so I'm hoping he shows up. Maybe not. Kendra, I haven't seen in a long time.
Who's that?
He's the guy who I call Kendra, and he said it was Kendra. He's a pretty big guy, actually. That's Olivia. Okay, let me go back. See, Olivia?
Yes.
Oh, you're supposed to hear.
Hi. Here.
You will not be told what to do. Don't do it. Okay. What I'm going to attempt to do is to open the Pro Tools archival menu from last night and then put in the video. Now you can't really edit video in Pro Tools, but what I like to do is line up the stuff in Pro Tools and get them exactly synced up, and then use that information when I put it into a video program like Vegas or maybe even iMovie, but I haven't really used iMovie that much.
I knew.
You've used it?
I never heard of that movie.
iMovie, it's one of these things down here.
Oh, can you do it on your phone? Oh.
I'm not sure about that. Maybe we don't have iMovie. Oh wait, is that it? Photos, that's not the same. Let's look at applications. iTunes. iMovie. Well, we need it down here, don't we? I'm getting so Macintoshy I can't even do that. Okay, now I've put everything on the lacy and I don't know where it went though. Peter Wood, here we go. Now here is the Pro Tools file, so I'm going to open it up first. And we'll just listen to what we do damn near every day. Recording people's. Now this is just saying there's a bunch of buses that aren't present. That's okay. You recognize this? Oh, let's go to another part. Why don't you say a few words? No, not now. Just get to business. I like my things to be big.
Who accompanied him?
Ballad Bob, the Beethoven banger.
Okay.
Okay, now what we're going to do is import video. So we go over here to the thing that says File. And then, oddly enough, to import, you go to Import. Then Video. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Now, we're going to pick the first of the two MP4s. Well, let's just import, oh well, we'll just. And we're going to import the audio too. So I'm going to just put this to the session start. Let's see what folder this is in. This is going to be really exciting. I used to do this a lot, but I don't do it so much anymore. I'm a good audio editor, but video editing is another thing entirely. Now here's the thing, you've got to find something that's really going to demarcate what you're doing.
The chair scooting.
Oh, look, now you see what I mean by the compression of the thingamabob? Alright, so we're a little mixed up here. Let's put this up here. Now this is a little bit in the way, but and what we can do is dial this down so we can actually see. The thing is, you can't dial them independently. Does that make sense? Now, what I need to do is move this over to here, because that's the clapping. Now let's see if they move together. See, they do not. So we've got all of these go together. Okay, now just for kicks and giggles, we're going to start right at the beginning of this and we're going to switch back and forth between the audios. I don't think it's lined up exactly, but well, there's Ruby. Oop. Now probably we might want to not use that later. We didn't ask their permission. Oh, wow. Good one. Now it looks to me that the video sound is way hotter than the audio sound, doesn't it? I don't hear that at all, do you? That seems like a bit of a problem, doesn't it?
A little bit.
I see it, don't you? So something else is going on. What do you guess? What do you think the problem is? It's no output. Okie dokie. Now what does that mean? Well, do you see the problem? It's outputting to bus 1, 2. We need it to output to that, don't we? Now that might have messed up your work for quite a long time if you didn't know that that was the problem. Also, this is out in the audience, so you're going to hear a lot more. So now you won't even be able to hear. Here's that. See how quiet that is? Now that's the camera's sound. It's not gonna really cut it for music. What I'm thinking we ought to do is to normalize my tracks. Now generally we have, no, they're never going to look like that because that's compressed, okay? Let's, what I'm going to do is this is in 2 parts because there's an intermission. So I'm going to take that right there and go Control E. Nope. Option E. Nope. Command E. There you go. It split the 2 tracks. Now I'm going to highlight this track. Did you see that? And go to my audio suite, other, normalize. And I think for this, we're gonna render it at 100%. Okay? Now, starting to look a bit more like the other, right? But what you'll notice, it's hard to keep this out of the way. Okay, so let's go back towards the beginning for the so it's a matter of like determining. See, that's a little hard to say right there, isn't it? Now, I think it would be easier to move the recorded music rather than the video music. The video is very awkward to move. So what I'm going to do maybe I'll back this up to the applause and clip everything in front of the applause so that I can move this a little bit easier. Now the other thing that's going to be really important is to get the first note. So what I'm going to do is click in on the first note and expand, and you can see we're off, right? So we're going to have to get even closer. Now we want to, oops. See if other major landmarks look alike. So now, do the fingers wiggle with the notes? what our ability is to there is no editing on the video in here. So what I would do is, see, I would want to fade it in to be best, you know. So let's do this. Since we can't edit the video right here, what we're going to do is get the start of this, which I just pulled back out, so it should still be lined up. I look at the start of this, it says 144,204. If I look at this, it says 144,306. Okay, do you see where that is? So 208. Okay, I get really, what's the word, obsessive about this kind of stuff. Big surprise, huh? That says 204, that says 204. All right, now, the other thing I could do at this point is select them all and drag them back to the beginning. Since this is so out, it may take a few minutes. Okay, so now what I'm going to try to do is go to the end of this piece. A new piece.
And he was accepted.
Who's talking? Well, that looked a little. Oh, shoot.
Yeah, audio is a little ahead.
I did something wrong. So what do? We undo. All right, so now I'm going to go back to where we just were and see if it's back in sync. I did something that I missed whatever.
I think we were on another piece, huh?
so what I'm gonna do is
Thank you very much, and thank you for coming. Thank you very much, and thank you.
okay, so what I'm gonna do is take this okay, so I've highlighted this area here, which is from the beginning of the video to the end of the clapping before Peter starts. So I'm not fading anything out or fading anything in. I'm not doing that right now. Now what I'm going to do is mute that and try to render this as a QuickTime file. And let's see what happens. What do you think? Okay. Everybody a go on that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. QuickTime. We're going to export to QuickTime. It's very exciting. Now, my sample rate, I'm going to change to 48 because video is more often 48 than 44.1. I'm just going to name this Haken, and it's going to go into my bounced files. This potentially could take a long time. Video sometimes does, but it looks like it's whipping on through there. When I do full high definition video, it takes about 10, it goes about 1.1 speed to render. It takes about 10 times real time to render. But this one. Now, the key will be, what does it look like once we yeah, that's good. Okay. Exporting to QuickTime file. This is so exciting. I wish Kendra was here to see it. Now, what the hell happened to Adrian? I talked to him from 2 o'clock to 2:15 and said, I'll see you in a few minutes.
Who's Adrian?
That's the guy sick.
It's
dark-skinned guy.
long hair. He had a health issue.
Oh,
I don't know what happened. Huh?
I just
She
seen
must
him.
have came back.
Yeah, I just seen him walk out the door like when I was heading
I don't know what the deal. Not sure I care. All right.
It's his money.
Well, look, I don't want to punish anybody for taking digital recording when it's not even in their field, you know. I'm sure if he's having problems in my class, he's having way bigger problems in mechanical engineering. So my advice to him, as you might expect, was just do the best you can. Okay, we've got the Hawk and Move. Now that's not an MP4 really, that's an MOV. What's the difference?
Video.
Fire it up.
Yup.
Fire.
Well, it's so much clearer than. Sounds a little low though.
Is it muted?
I think this is before the.
Before the normalization.
Oh, okay.
Stupid, 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 stupid.
Something tells me you think that's stupid.
I think Apple can be stupid occasionally.
These Chris.
But I also think Dave can be stupid sometimes. That sound a little bit more like delayed law. Jim. That's very clear though, the video is nice. Rocket!
Was you like in the middle or like the top when you videoed it?
I was right here. That was helpful, wasn't it? I was right there. You know when you come in the doors and there's the handicap row? I was about 2 rows above that with the big table that had a high definition projector on it, a laptop computer. Oh, enough of that piece. This interface and my mixing board, and then right beside all that I had this camera, so I was just like, you want to know the coolest part? Okay, the mixing desk is that big at least. It's big. So I got all this stuff on it and I'm plugging it all in, and my assistant's on the stage plugging in the speakers and the monitors and getting all that connected. And here's the really weird part. We got it all set up and we're like, we all set, I'm all set. I hit play and the video came on and the sound came out of the speakers. That is so rare to just have there's probably 50 working parts to this setup, you know, like 50 things you've got to do. So rare. Usually I've got like the mute button pressed down, or I'm stuck in an input and this is the last thing I did a few months ago. I took my line in, but instead of sticking it in the line in, I stuck it in the insert. So I throw up the fader. But this was really a win-win. Okay, let's just take a minute and see. Now what I would do is take this file and have the fade in and fade out in the video editor. Damn, I've talked way too much today. Do you remember me lecturing on Bach's Symphony, 3-part inventions? I did that for about, how long? 30 minutes today. It's just like, it's like having 21 children sitting in a wagon and me trying to pull them through the mud. while several of the children are having mental health issues in the wagon. That's kind of our class, wouldn't you say? Dragging the students through the mud while several are freaking out. The rest seem to be, well, there is that big opioid problem in America now. There's some issue in that class. Anyway, let's go from here. This is going to be super fun. I know you can't wait. Let's take this and import it into iMovie. Okay, here we go.
You look excited there.
Nope. Okay, anybody ever do iMovie?
Nope.
They did.
No.
Zebra.
I never heard of it.
Who is that?
Yeah, I know.
They're in here.
New movie. I think that would be the best choice. We don't need a theme. A theme.
Friendship.
What? I don't even want. What an event.
This is film strip. Friendship. Ow.
This is not the movie I want, though. I need to import something, don't I? Import media! Okay. Peter would bounced files. We're gonna get there, boys and girls. Oh man. No. There. Pretty good. Where the hell did you come from?
Bro took over iMovie.
Okay, obviously I don't know
Obviously, they want you to play that.
how to do that.
If you add
That
it
looks
on,
like Petey. Petey and the Peter. There, right there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Don't you just drag it down there? What the?
I feel like you made one big move.
yeah, I think you did add it on.
There we go. Alright. Okay. It looks like,
It's only like a couple seconds.
really?
Yeah, you didn't copy the other thing. Oh, okay. What is that?
I don't know.
It's a
Yeah,
video game.
Here it is. Here's the Hawken. What is all this? Let's just kill away. Okay, there's Hawken.
You got it. Makes so much sense now.
Oh, I know what it is.
Okay, I obviously don't know how to use iMovie. We'll have to do a little, I clearly don't know how to use iMovie. Any of you guys use iMovie?
It seems not very intuitive.
Well, why don't we reset all? No?
Can we watch that?
I can try. I mean, it wasn't terrible. Depends on what you like.
Yeah, actually.
Now, I'm not sure what this whole zebra fugue thing is, you know? How do I make this my editing?
I got it on my phone.
You have it on your phone? You gotta have everything though. That's on. I thought that was only on the Mac.
Okay, so I've got nothing in this, so I should be able to I'm hoping just drag this into there. No. That only says 4 seconds or what?
No video.
Or maybe that's a movie I already created. You're gonna go. That's all, you know. You may think you're gonna stay there, but you're gonna. Why doesn't it just have a delete?
Exactly.
I will figure this out at another time. That was a lot of fun. I think that's enough for today. So the takeaway from today's class is you can, I'll check on my, I'll see if Vegas works on my PC. I'm very good at editing in Vegas. And the thing I like about Vegas is you can make the audio clips as big as you want, so that's really important when you're trying to sync things up. Now this was one extra step for me. On the PC, you're not allowed to bounce into QuickTime. It doesn't support that on a Windows machine. So what I do is get everything lined up and edit my audio clip to match exactly where it's going to start in the video, and then I import that into Vegas, and then they're already lined up because I've already done that map. And then I just take out the audio from the video and just keep the others. And then when I use more than one camera, you can get you have to make sure all of, it's called SMPTE. You have SMPTE codes and you line all the video up together, and then you can crossfade between the camera angles and whatnot. but you have to keep your audio all synced up with that. And in the real business, they have independent SMPTE machines that are sending a code to every camera, every audio piece of equipment, everything's getting the same code. So all you have to do is just link up the codes together. And I like working in SMPTE code. It's usually 29 frames per second or something, and that's probably as close as I need to be most things. But in this, you can actually render it to a QuickTime movie, but I'm not allowed to fade in or crossfade. I can't do any of that in Pro Tools. So